Does Batman really have anybody else left to be teamed up with? Well, one way to find out. Join me for an advanced look at the Bronze Age Batman Brave and the Bold Omnibus Volume 3. Welcome back, all you Minties. So here we have Batman, the Brave and the Bold Omnibus Volume 3, the Bronze Age. Here is this beautiful cover by Carl Kerschel. Really love these designs of these Bronze Age books, and I'm glad they didn't change the look of them, because I was worried that they would change them like the Joker Omnibus, for example. Let's take a look at this spine. And I say that, and I sold my first omnibus a few years ago. Just wasn't for me. However, let's look at this back here. Somebody messaged me, so a big shout out to my buddy Hip Hop Happens for telling me the two words I needed to hear to buy this. Mike W. Barr and Jim Aparo. Here is the back of the book. So, collecting these celebrated issues and more. The book retails for $99.99. And yes, it is out. It is real. This book was taken out of the catalog a few years ago. I think originally supposed to come out a couple of years ago. Then they put it back into the catalog and it finally made it to print. But here it is. Let's look at it under the dust jacket. You have the words, The Brave and the Bold, The Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 3. It's embossed. As well as the spine right there. Pretty sure you can make it out. Yep. And nothing in the back. No images or anything. It's just the words on black. So let's go ahead and open this book up and talk a little bit about this series and show off this beautiful artwork. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this opened. Got some black bookend pages there. Batman, the Brave and the Bold Omnibus Volume 3 with several images of the characters you'll be seeing in here. Of course, Batman, but some others like Black Canary, Man-Bat, Hawkman, and Green Lantern. And usually, I think when people think of the Brave and the Bold, they probably think of those characters along with the Spectre, Metamorpho, those type of characters. Here is your table of contents. You have a foreword by Scott Beatty. And of course, Scott Beatty being the gentleman, here's the other issues you'll find. And I love the fact that they have the writers, pencilers, inkers, all of the people that helped put this book together, the date the book was released. This is a hell of a collection. And, of course, what page number you're going to find the books in. What I was going to say is Scott Beatty is the gentleman that helped Chuck Dixon write Nightwing Year 1, Batgirl Year 1, and Robin Year 1. Freaking solid books. As well as writing other DC stories, too. So, kicking off this particular omnibus with issue 157 of The Brave and the Bold, Batman and Kamandi. That's freaking awesome, man. Bob Haney, of course, writing this. And it's not just Bob Haney. You also have Mike W. Barr in here. You've got Jerry Conway. Oh my gosh. And then the artwork. Yes, Jim Aparo. I've already mentioned him. But you also have Dave Cockrum and Ross Andrew, just to name a few of the artists that are in here. I'm sure as I flip through here, I'm going to run into a bunch. So this collects the final issues of The Brave and the Bold. So issues 157 all the way to 200, where the series ended. And just to kind of give you a brave little history of The Brave and the Bold, this was a series that first started in 1955 and continued all the way up until this issue here, that I think ended in 1983. There have been other series like the Mark Waid Brave and the Bold, which is freaking awesome. I wish we get an omnibus of that or an oversized hardcover of that stuff. And then there was a series in the 90s, but this was the original. This is the original Brave and the Bold. And of course, the Brave and the Bold has gone through several changes. Originally, it was just a series that spotlighted on some characters like the Suicide Squad or the Silent Knight, and then Hawkman and Hawkgirl. As a matter of fact, the Brave and the Bold was the first appearance of the Teen Titans, the Justice League of America. So that's what this series was. And then around issue 50-something, they decided to change it. They saw that the sales were better with Batman. So it pretty much became the DC team-up book. It was Batman and somebody else. So in issue 74, it was officially changed to Batman and so-and-so. So that's when the Bronze Age starts. So the very first volume of this omnibus series starts with issue 74. I don't think they've collected the other series in omnibus format. I know we've had a Suicide Squad Silver Age omnibus, we've had a Teen Titans Silver Age omnibus that collects those particular stories. But I don't think we've had a Brave and the Bold Silver Age. I could be wrong though, but I do remember having the very first volume. And I don't know, just the stories weren't really for me. But man, Now that we have Mike W. Barr and Jim Aparo, I was sold. I had to get this. So I read a couple of these as soon as I got them in, and because I have never read most of the stories in here, maybe a couple that I remember from my childhood owning, but most of the stuff is new to me. And to me, I don't know if you're new to the channel, if you've been watching a while, to me, this is my definitive Batman. This is the Batman I grew up reading, and it was this Batman by Jim Aparo. The black on yellow symbol, the bat symbol, that was my Batman. So within these pages, you'll get Batman just traveling through different dimensions, through time. Here he is with Sergeant Rock, Adam Strange. Keep in mind, this is all before Crisis on Infinite Earths, so the rules weren't really set there. He could travel to Earth 2, so he saw himself dead. Team up with Earth 2 Robin. As a matter of fact, there's a couple stories in here with Earth 2 Robin and Earth 2 Catwoman. There is also... at the very now, I did read issue 200 because that is a lead into the new series by Mike W. Barr and Jim Aparo, and that was Batman and the Outsiders. Now, one of the things I know, I think somebody was asking if I was going to get this book to see how they handled the Nemesis stories. So let's go back here, and we'll talk about some of the team ups that you'll see in here. So here we have issue 166 with the Nemesis backup stories. This is where it starts. It's the 8 pages in the back of the book. And it looks like, I wanted to come back here, it's not collected in the omnibus. So he goes straight to the next story, issue number 167. And again, advertising that there is a second complete story in here featuring this character of Nemesis, who Batman does end up meeting through these pages. But it looks like the backup stories are not in here. I don't know, maybe they'll do a Nemesis collection and have them all collected in there. But the backup stories are not in here. It's not until I think issue 170 when he first meets him face to face. Yeah, this story right here. So with this story, Batman does end up meeting Nemesis, who was the backup stories as of issue 166. So in here, you're going to see all kinds of characters. He teams up with, like I said, not just Robin, but Catwoman from Earth 2, Scalp Hunter, Zatanna, Green Arrow, Black Hawk, Adam Strange, you saw Sergeant Rock, the Legion of Superheroes, Wonder Woman, Kamandi at the very beginning, Ra's al Ghul, Swamp Thing. And one of my favorite things as I was flipping through here, just looking at some of these stories I wanted to read, was that Aparo's artwork is just amazing when he can just change it to fit the tone of the story. You go from something like Swamp Thing, which is kind of like a horror story, to something a little more upbeat, and he's able to change that. I love that about his artwork. So the entire reason, and I had no idea that he had drawn so much of this, and then of course Mike W. Barr, Batman, Year 2. I know. I think I'm alone. Hawk and Dove in here. This is the one with Earth 2 Robin. So it is a little bit confusing for people that don't know about the multiple Earths and the rules before Crisis on Infinite Earths. Batman could just hop back and forth through different timelines. But I think it was just a common thing, an understood thing back in the day. So I mentioned Jim Aparo and Ross Andru and Dave Cockrum earlier, but we also have the talents in here of Dick Giordano, Carmine Infantino, and just so many different artists that helped put this book together. It's an amazing collection, honestly. For anybody that has never read this stuff, such as myself, I've not read most of this, or anybody that wants to travel back in time and relive those days of getting these books off of the newsstand as they were coming out. Hey, there's the Metal Men. So I think these are some of the stories I read. Yeah, see, the team up with the Joker. I remember having this because I love the way that Aparo drew the Joker. I don't know what it was, because I think the Penguin also teams up with him in this particular issue. But there was just something about his jawline. To me, this was perfection, the way that Aparo drew the Joker. And forever, it will be embedded in my head. And I realize that everybody has their favorite artist that draws Batman and draws the Joker. But for me, look at that. Damn, that's manly. That's broody. That's the great detective, right? I know. Some people claim that he's a 6 out of 10 occult detective. Boy, if I ever meet those guys out on the street. Anyway, I thought the Penguin showed up in this. Let's get towards the back here and look at some of the other artwork. Here's a Carmine Infantino story with Mike W. Barr providing the actual dialogue and plot, teaming up with the Flash. eye vampire team up. This is crazy. It's like he just went all over the place. I wish they had a more hey Ragman, more series like this these days. I think sometimes you need a break from the norm. And for those of you that have not seen the Brave and the Bold animated series, it's freaking gold. Yeah, this is the story right here with Earth 2 Catwoman and Robin. And I think in the final issue, the anniversary issue, it's the one I had, yeah, he gets to meet Earth 2 Batman. And this introduces us to some of the Outsiders, who will, of course, join him with Batman and the Outsiders. I think this has the first appearance of Geoforce, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe Katana. So, I don't know if they're collected back here. I hope they are, because that helps lead into the ongoing series. So it looks like they only collect the Batmite backup feature here, where he's talking to Lan Wein. And it doesn't collect the Outsiders preview. So, I guess if you have Batman and the Outsiders hardcover, I think it's in there. I don't know why the hell I haven't bought that yet. Then the biographies of all these creators, and sadly a lot of them have just passed away. Oda. I think they did the Oda balloon named after him. Yeah, right here. So they made an Oda balloon font to typeface style of his lettering. I thought that was cool that they did that. I think that was a few years ago. But let's look at this binding. So here is your eye for a book that has 906 pages. Not really any spread pages. If anything, you get a splash page here and there. Dennis O'Neil. Forgot to mention him earlier. Not that he writes a lot of the stories in here, but he does write some of them. And as far as the way that the book here lays over, I think after some reading, this will be actually a pretty good binding. It's the front, and then towards the middle here, and then towards the back. But that's it. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely in an excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out the bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they are now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. CGN is currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is valid for U.S. customers only. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, page count, and build of this omnibus. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking this up, if you read these stories when they were coming out, or if you've never read these stories, if you have volumes 1 and 2, and what you thought of them. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are up and going live. And more importantly, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe out there, and much love.